It's your returning champion, Elgintensity, aka Trapmaster Overspark, the chief architect of trollish engineering. On May 3, over a month after Will Smith walked on stage at the Academy Awards and slapped Chris Rock over a joke about his wife, 23-year-old Isaiah Lee ran on stage at the Netflix is a Joke festival and tried to tackle Dave Chappelle. Security guards came out as Lee fled the scene. While some of them looked like Bambi on ice, they soon surrounded the attacker and stomped their feet like Thumper. Lee was enraged at Chappelle's jokes about transgender and homeless communities. Apparently, he's been homeless since 11 and used to stay at a shelter for transgender people, which brings new meaning to Alphabet Soup Kitchen. Lee has had several run-ins with the law, including a battery charge that was reduced to a disturbing the peace charge in San Bernardino. He was also arrested for assault with a deadly weapon in 2018 and for felony larceny in New York in 2015. You'd think that a street urchin like him would be able to take a joke considering that his life is a gigantic one. He's also an aspiring rapper. Since this incident, he went from getting about 6,000 monthly streams to just under 16,000. I have a feeling that his son's Christmas is still going to suck this year. Notably, he released a song called Dave Chappelle, though from what I could translate, it has nothing to do with him. I'm not surprised that the title is misspelled, because if there's anything that my hate mail series has taught us, it's that underachieving weaklings who get triggered by jokes all flunked English. During the attack, Lee carried a replica gun with an attached folding knife, though it's not clear whether he used it. If I want to watch an androgynous man fight with a gun blade, I'll have to replay Final Fantasy VIII. Sneaking in a knife that looks like that is like running a daycare that looks like this. Based on his album cover, this beatdown isn't the first time he's felt different shoes at once. I'm not sure how he got past security with his Section 8 bayonet. Lee can't get a job, yet apparently Mr. Magoo got a job screening audience members at this show. Later, Chris Rock joked, "Was that Will Smith?" Even though a tall, skinny, failed recording artist like Lee better resembles Smith's nemesis. Dave Chappelle quipped, "That's a trans man." Chappelle must have thought he was trans because that day, Lee's operation left him horribly disfigured. Before the attack, he posted a video with a filter to give him a bloody nose and devil horns. After the attack, life imitated art. That feel when he got the Astro World experience from the guards instead of the crowd. Those black fingernails will complement whatever white pocket he holds onto in jail. Before heading to the hospital, Lee revealed his motives to Chappelle. "I told him my mother and grandmother, who fought for his civil rights to be able to speak, would be upset at the things he said. Maybe, but I can't find any evidence of his grandma trying to tackle somebody over a disagreement." Chappelle allegedly responded, "Now your story will die with you, son." There's no way he ripped off Gus Fring like that. It'd be more believable if he threw his hands up in a W and screamed Wu-Tang. The LA City Attorney charged Lee with 4 misdemeanors: battery, possessing a deadly weapon with intent to assault, unauthorized access to the stage area during a performance, and commission of an act that delays the event or interferes with the performer. The LA District Attorney's Office explained why there were no felony charges. Filing that charge would only be allowed if the blade is locked in an open position. It does not appear that Mr. Lee opened the knife at any time during this incident, said a spokesman for George Gascon, no relation to Father Gascoigne, who also sucks at his job. Last week, Lee told the New York Post more about the incident, including his motives for ruining his already worthless life. "They spat on me and twisted me, as if on purpose." He must have expected to return to his seat and enjoy the rest of the show like Will Smith did back in March. Maybe his lawyer can explain to him in simple words why that didn't happen. He continued, "I identify as bisexual, and I wanted him to know what he said was triggering. You don't have an excuse to carry a trigger blade just because you're a triggered blade. I wanted him to know that next time he should consider first running his material by people it could affect. And then what? Not tell those jokes because they're offensive?" Dave Chappelle would be standing there silently the whole time. Telling an award-winning multi-millionaire comedian how to tell jokes would be like him telling Lee how to select food from the dumpster. Lee should consider getting a job instead of watching a comedian whom he knows he won't like. Whatever causes he stood for, he did nothing to further them. Instead, that bisexual dude's viral encounter left him covered in lumps like monkeypox. On the bright side, Lee raised awareness of one of his previous crimes. Media coverage of this incident helped the stabbing victim identify Lee as the person who committed an assault that he reported to the police in December. Lee allegedly tried to kill him at their transitional housing apartment and is now being charged with attempted murder. He pleaded not guilty to this felony charge and to the 4 misdemeanor charges from the Chappelle incident. Lee is in jail on $30,000 bail and wears an arm sling, which means that when he drops the soap in the shower, it might be an accident for a change. Chappelle mentioned in his routine that comedians like him have to beef up security in case an audience member gets rustled and crosses the line. If a joke angers you, then stop watching and find something productive to do. Anything beats getting your ass kicked and thrown in jail. Getting a company to post your bail and waiting for broken bones to join together is not what Wu-Tang Financial meant by diversifying your bonds. Like the video and subscribe to the channel, now.
Everybody drugs their body sometime. Everybody tries the gear somehow.